Filming your very first wedding is an experience that can be both exciting and a little bit daunting at the same time. Recently, I got the chance to interview one of our very own subscribers named Bence, who actually filmed his very first wedding within the last few weeks. In this interview, I asked him how the experience went and what he learned from it. So Bence, first of all, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and how you got into video?
Sure, yeah. So I am from Hungary. I am based in Budapest, and well, my main job is in finance. So that's what I do on the weekdays. And then I started getting interested in video like 2 years ago. Just bought my first camera, and whenever we went somewhere, maybe hiking or on the countryside, then I was just creating a montage about that with some nice music, and then I was just getting better and better at that. And then my family was saying that why don't I come up with some side jobs. So yeah, wedding seemed to be a perfect opportunity for that. So I explicitly searched for couples who did not have a videographer at all, and they didn't intend to get one. So I just posted an ad on Facebook saying that I'm this newbie guy, hobby videographer. If someone doesn't have a videographer and they accept that I might make some mistakes, then PM me. And of course, it will be free of charge because I don't have any reference videos or anything to prove that I have any skills or anything. And then I believe in like 20 minutes I got 20 PM, so one per minute. And after a while, I believe the post was up for like half an hour. I just had to take it off. And based on that, I just chose two couples. And last month, within 2 weeks, they were one after another.
What contact did you have with them ahead of the wedding day, and what questions did you ask them?
For this first wedding, there was actually this wedding organizer lady whom I could contact, and I could talk to her, but I did not talk to the couple at all. So I just knew the agenda, but I didn't know their personality, or what kind of people they are, or what they would prefer. So that's definitely something that you should do.
Your first ones, you do learn a lot from them. Bence and myself were just chatting briefly before the interview, and we were just saying that everybody I've spoken to in the world of wedding videos, they have learned a lot and kind of made mistakes on their early weddings. Not that I feel that is a massive mistake. I mean, the planner is a great person to speak to. She'll give you all the details, and things clearly worked out because the video turned out great. What resources did you use to learn from to kind of prepare yourself in terms of what equipment to take and kind of how things would work?
Yeah, first of all, I didn't attend any schools or courses or anything like that. During these vacation videos, I just learned from YouTube. But it was like, I believe, I'm not lying if I'm saying like thousands of hours of YouTube videos about FPS setups, the camera setups, what to buy, which gear works the best, whether it's full frame or micro four thirds. It's oh my god, it's so crazy amount of Of course, I was watching your channel as well. I was checking your GH5 settings and learning about these customizable function buttons and stuff like that. So that was really, really helpful. And then for the equipment, the camera, I already had that a long time ago, the GH5. So that's actually my first camera, and I'm lucky to have that because I know that it's a pretty decent camera. I have this Sigma 18 to 35 1.8 with a speed booster, so low light really wasn't an issue. I could go down like all the way to f1.2 at the dance in the dark, so that was pretty fine.
Yeah, you got some gorgeous results in that lens. Going down to 1.2, it does look so cinematic.
But for the ceremony, I had to use a zoom lens because I felt like I didn't want to move too close to the couple and interrupt this whole ceremony and get in the way of the viewers or the family members. So I was just standing a bit further with the zoom lens. Obviously, you cannot get these really nice moving cinematic shots that way because it was a stationary position.
But I
That's
think you
why.
did the right thing. It's a considerate thing to do. I have seen some videos before where people are going in with the gimbal, like while the couple are
Mhm.
saying the vows, and they're like walking in front of the couple, and you just think
Yeah,
it takes all
yeah.
the
I want it
attention.
to be as invisible as possible, and also you have to always work together with the photographer. The
Yeah,
guy was really nice, fortunately, so we could work very really good. Also, on my second wedding, it seems these photographer guys are nice as well. And
yeah,
I was explaining it is my first wedding. I really not want to get in your way. Of course, you have the priority because you are the professional. I didn't want to ruin any of your shots, but so I had to constantly watch where the photographer is.
yeah. Most photographers are good. Like you tend to find if you treat them as you did in a courteous way,
Mm.
they're very good with you. And the only thing I'd say is you said because he's the professional, like don't underestimate yourself as well. You're doing a professional job too.
I am a bit. How to say? I don't like that only the photographer has this creative time.
Oh
At least
yeah.
this is something in Hungary that only the photographer has this creative 1 or 2 hours. They never talk about the videographer. So you are just,
Oh,
of
no.
course, I was going there as well, just to get still some nice moments, but it was never, the stationary moments. But when they are between two shots, when they are laughing at each other or having fun, I could catch that in slow motion. So that worked well, but
Yeah.
I didn't really have the chance to say, do this, do that, this would look really nice, or switch to the gimbal and they would be just dancing. Or on my second wedding, the photographer was only doing shots where the couple was moving and in motion, so it was much better for me as a videographer to
Ah,
steal some shots from that. But I
yeah.
would really love in the future to have my own time with the couple saying, what kind of stuff to do from a videography perspective, what would look cool from my perspective and not from the
Yeah.
photographer's perspective.
I think you could do that. And I think I've worked with both types of photographers as well. Some will kind of pose their couples and everything's very still. And then some
Yeah.
like the movement. If I'm with a photographer who likes everything still, is use those moments where it sounds like it's what you did, but using when they walk from one place to another,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
photographer, that's your time. And that's what I normally do. Because we, even in England, we don't really get a dedicated time. But if
Mm-hmm.
you use those moments where you're going from one spot to another, that's what I normally do, and it works well because the
Yeah.
photographers get their moment to pose, and then you get the moment in between. But it is great if you get a photographer who their approach is more to just get the couple to do things naturally, then you get so much more footage. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's so good. I was just going to ask you, Bence, if you could just, well, first of all, tell me how you were feeling on the morning of the first wedding, because I imagine like everyone feels a bit nervous. I know I felt really nervous.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Yeah, I was really nervous and stressed out. I was just checking all my chargers like 3 times if everything is charging, everything is, working fine, if I have all the equipment. Maybe that's a good tip. I was creating a kind of a checklist. My wife was coming with me to assist, with changing memory cards, battery, whatever was needed. So that was really helpful. So I was not like fully solo shooting. I mean, from a shooting perspective, yes, but it was two of us. And then when we got there, I could see that they are all nice people. The couple was really nice. So of course, they were thanking me so much that I'm doing this for them. And then I got relaxed a bit more, but still, I was just running around like a headless chicken. I felt like whole day, and it was really, really hot. So I was sweating like hell. It felt a bit awkward in front of that big audience that I was running around in front of them. But I just felt like I have to do what I have to do. I didn't really care about what they think.
No, no. You
Yeah.
have to do that filming weddings. I sometimes find if I'm getting gimbal shots, I do like the funny gimbal walk, and I know I must look so stupid, like where you walk such a
Yes,
strange way.
this ninja walk, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess you have to be strong and forget how silly you look, or just not care. What was your favourite part of the day, and what was a challenging part of the day? So I guess it's two questions really.
Yeah, let's start with the challenge. So at the temple ceremony. I was shooting on a monopod with that zoom lens of 70 to 300.
Yeah.
And then I was planning that by the time they are starting to walk out, I wanted to get that from a gimbal in front of them. So in a matter of like half a minute, I had to switch the lens and also from a monopod move to the gimbal.
Wow.
And just run in front of them. And in the meantime, I asked my wife to fly, the drone outside to just get it ready. So
Yeah.
pulling this off in like, I believe it was a matter of 1 minute period. It was really, really challenging. Well, the most fun part was, in my opinion, the end of the night, when they were dancing, having the cake. I was also much more relieved because by that time I knew that I have at least some good shots that I could use. And then it was fun just walking between them with the camera and then just recording them dancing. Everyone was having fun.
Oh, we had a question actually from one of the subscribers in the discussion area called Tenshi. And Tenshi asked, what do you feel are the essential shots during the day that you absolutely needed to capture?
Yeah, so I feel like, of course, the ceremonies is just a mandatory one, and then the cake, all the usual stuff that you can see in a video. But other than that, I believe you can get creative. For instance, people might notice that in this video there is no preparation recorded.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit. I shouldn't say overused because obviously that's a natural part of the day and it looks cool sometimes, but I didn't really have the opportunity either, and I just didn't want to have this usual starting of the video that they are just getting together. Actually, there is a funny part about this. Actually, not too funny, but stressful. When they had the second ceremony after the temple, I was on my gimbal making this very nice cinematic move, and the wife was saying, "Yeah, I do." And then I noticed that I am not recording. So I was freaking out. I was just very quickly, started to record. So I got the husband's, "Yes, I do." But for the wife, I do not have that moment. So I was just freaking out at that moment that, oh my God, how should I, how will I resolve this in post editing? And then we will notice in the video when the wife is saying "I do," I was showing the parents, and they were in tears. So it came out naturally, but still, that was not a fun moment. So yeah, it's a very good tip, and it seems to be way too obvious, but you have to always check if you are recording.
Yeah, that happens to all of us. It's happened to me before. You just thought you've got a great shot, and you're like, oh, and then you sometimes can panic thinking, how long have I been pressed the wrong button? You thought you've been recording, you're not. You just have to stay calm because, like what happened with you were able to fix it in the edit. And I think as long as you're always recording continuous audio, having separate audio devices, you have a chance to do that because you did it
indeed.
brilliantly by finding a nice reaction from the parents, and the couple would probably never even realise. And same as what you'd said with not capturing the bride prep, it never crossed my mind when I saw the video. I never felt like anything was missing. So you just make the most of what you've got, and I guess at the end of the wedding, you learn for next time. If there was something you really wanted, you get that shot, and it's like a continuous process.
Yeah, I actually started to get a kind of a shot list, and maybe that's also relevant for this question from one of the viewers. Just a kind of a checklist, holding hands and things like that.
Brilliant tip. Always have a checklist, and I think in general, from what you said during this interview, Bence, you prepared really well for it. You prepared in terms of your gear, checking everything again and again.
Maybe my this finance job has an effect on on this process as well. Because in my main job we have all these checklists and processes and approvals and whatever. So
yeah, I think being a bit OCD and OCD,
yes,
obsessive compulsive. I'm the same. Yes. You have to be that way. It's a good.
Yeah, if you are not organized, then you're gonna miss something, or
and then kind of rounding things up. how did you find the experience? I know you filmed a second wedding, but how have you found the experience of filming weddings? Is it something you've enjoyed? Are you excited to carry on?
Yeah, so the next day I woke up, I felt, really satisfied, and I could remember back as a very good, times and moments. So it's only right there before it started where I was really stressed out, but after that it was really like a good experience. So I really recommend everyone to just go out there, maybe find a couple the same way as I did, and just go. You will mess up something for sure, like I did. I also made a lot of mistakes, but you just have to get started somehow. And in the end, it will be really a rewarding, experience. And when you are, working on the edit and then checking your raw footages, and then, oh my God, this looks so good. And there were so many of these moments when I was so, satisfied that, I pulled this off really good or that. And then, in post edit, you could just do anything you want if you have some decent shots. And like I mentioned, even if you don't, then you just have to resolve it somehow. There is always a workaround, I believe. And these I wasn't that stressed at the edit because I know that these couples are not, experts in videography. Hopefully, that I wouldn't like to do that, but they will appreciate almost like they are seeing themselves in their happiest moments. They are not thinking about, oh, this shot could have been much nicer, or why is it not from a different angle, or the focus is not 100% accurate. They are not thinking about that, I believe, when they are watching the actual end result.
No, they're not.
So yeah, don't worry about that. And the couple really liked it. They said they watched it like 50 times, and they are so happy that I could just go there and record it.
Like your approach of doing your first 2 weddings for free, I think that's the best idea. It's what I did. It takes a bit of pressure off yourself. I think sometimes people think, oh, if I charge a bit of money because I'm just starting out, I personally think don't charge anything, because even a bit of what you might think is a low amount of money might be a lot to them, and they might be quite hard on you. And if you do it for free, it's for free. And if you make a mistake,
even if you charge even a small amount, that's a much bigger burden on yourself. That they are actually paying for this, and it has to be really good. But yeah, that was definitely a stress reliever factor that I didn't charge anything. And again, it's also important, the fact that they wouldn't have had a videographer anyway.
Well, I think you've done a brilliant job. And to anybody who's seen this interview, please watch Bence's video. I'm going to include a video in the link below, a link in the description below. It's a fantastic video. He's done an amazing job. I've not seen the second one yet, so we'll include a link.
I can send you the link.
Oh, that'd be great. We'll include that as well. But yeah, he's done a brilliant job, and I think you've shared some really incredible knowledge today, Bence, and some experience that for me it was so long ago. So I think it's great for all of our subscribers and any viewers of this video to hear from someone who's just done it. Just a final question: what are you looking to do moving forward in terms of getting more weddings? What's your plan going from here?
Yes, so actually pretty good news. Last week I already have had a deal with a new couple, and that's a paid job already, because they have seen my second video, and based on that they reached out to me. And yeah, I definitely want to just book as many as I can, maybe a maximum 2 per month, because of my other job. But that would be a really nice extra revenue, and I really want to just have my investment back. Of course I didn't start it because of the money, but still at this point I just spent so much that I really need to have some income.
I'm sure you'll recover that. I'm sure. And I think just being a nice person, I think everyone watching this can tell already what a nice person you are. I think networking, the thing I've learned more in the last couple of years, but when I started out, I think I saw other videographers as maybe competition, but I've actually learned that it's the wrong way to look at it. Like for me, networking with photographers and videographers and working together and helping out each other, that's been for me, it's been better than any Facebook and Instagram. I know everybody's got like a particular source of bookings, but I always think people and getting on with other people and networking and kind of building relationships is a great way to go. So yeah, just a little tip from me.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
And then just one extra thought at the end of this video. So I didn't watch any other wedding videos. I believe that was a tip from you, if I remember correctly. From one of your videos, you were saying that you shouldn't watch too many of these, because then you will eventually just try to maybe copy them, which is fine. You can get inspired by others, and I just try to shoot whatever I see would look nice.
Yeah, I think it's good, especially before that first wedding, because you bring your own fresh eyes to it, and we sometimes get in a routine when we've been in it for a long time. So it's ironically sometimes we can learn from the new people because they're seeing it in their own way, and they've not kind of been influenced yet. So yeah. So well, thanks, Bence, for all your tips and advice. And if anybody has got any questions to ask Bence, please pop them in the comments below. And if you're happy to answer them, then Bence.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah, but well, thanks a lot. And
thank you.
And good luck with the future. I'm sure you're going to have.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Excellent. Bye.